What does a sales agent do? If you've never been to a film market, the AFM, the EFM, Cannes, MIPCOM, Filmart, you may not know what a sales agent does or how they work. And a lot of times, even if you've been to those markets, you might have not been in on the meeting. So today, we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what a sales agent does. I have owned a sales agency and distribution company for 10 years now, and we have over 200 titles in our catalog. When we go to these markets, starting with the first that we do of every year, which is the European film market, the EFM in Berlin, and then the other two main ones are Cannes, the Marché de Film in May in Cannes, France, and the American film market, which is back, thankfully, in Los Angeles in November. There are other ones in there, like I said, MIPCOM, Filmart, other ones that we do, sometimes Toronto, and which is September in Canada, and Filmart is in Hong Kong, MIPCOM is also in Cannes. There are other ones, but here's what happens. We book meetings a month to a month and a half before. We reach out to all our buyers on our buyer lists. Some of the markets give view lists, but we've also put our lists together over 10 years of all the buyers. We have an appointment scheduler, and there are all types online that you can get where it's one-click appointment, and we have half-hour slots starting at 9 in the morning. If you filled up an entire day, it's 18 slots, right? And that's up till 6, so 9 to 6. If you went every half hour, that'd be 18. And I've done it. I remember one MIPCOM, which is only 3 days long, I did 3 18s in a row without a lunch break, 3 days in a row. And so we tried to fill at least 12 to 15 per day, and then sometimes allocate some time to be able to go to have lunch and take a breath for a minute. But they're half-hour meetings, right? And what you're doing in those meetings as a sales agent is buyers are coming in, and we've been emailing them to set up these meetings and emailing them 4 or 5 times in that month and a half to try to get the meeting. And once it's arranged, now they're on a schedule, and they come in, and we have already sent them the catalog, all the new titles that we have for the market, including as well all the titles that we fully have in our library, and they have access to all that. And then sometimes they'll request the screeners, or sometimes we'll just send the screeners. So a buyer could come in having watched the movie already, which is fantastic because then they're ready to talk a deal. A buyer could come in having watched the trailers already, which then they go, okay, these are the ones I want to see the screeners for. Or a buyer could come in and they never looked at any trailers and screeners. And the reason being is a lot of times they're having 100 companies reach out to them, so they can't screen and all that stuff. So even the trailers. So what'll happen is the buyer will come in and will do chit chat and stuff like that. How was your trip? How long you're in Berlin for? Blah blah blah. All this stuff just to make it friendly. But then if it's a new buyer, we'll say to them, "What genres do you look for?" Or tell us about your company, and they'll tell their kind of company backstory, and then they'll always get to the genres that they look for. We like crime, we like suspense, we like action movies. Action seems to be the first word out of almost every buyer's mouth, and then, knowing that, we now pitch our films in the catalog. We got this movie here, and this is a fantastic action film, and this person's in it, and it's fantastic. We love it, and we're pitching these movies like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and we're always pitching positively to them. And a lot of times, then we'll show them the trailer. In Berlin, we have the whole office suite to ourselves, so we'll blast the trailer on the big screen TV. In Cannes, it's an open floor, so we have to hand them an iPad and hand them headphones, and we have splitters in case there's multiple people on the headphones, and they'll watch the trailers right there. And then what you want afterwards is that they request a screener. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll ask for the asking price. What is the asking price for this movie? And then we look at our charts that we've predetermined what level of movie this is, and we say it's, this is the asking price. Now, rarely do they go, yep, perfect, let's go on that number. It'd be fantastic, but usually they're going to come in below that, and we try to negotiate somewhere in the middle there. But that's it. That's what a meeting entails. And if we do 50 meetings at a market, if we have a hot movie, it may have 20 to 25 of the buyers interested. Now, we do something that not a lot of sales agents do. We give you the list of all the buyers that are interested in your movie that we have successfully pitched, where they've said, yeah, let's see the screener. And the reason we do that is because if your film doesn't sell internationally, we just go to show, look at how much work we did on this movie. We are pitching the hell out of it, but nobody's buying it. And that's an issue. And then sometimes we'll change the trailer, change the poster, change the title, something like that to try to see, because we don't make money unless the film makes money and you make money. So it all has to be that way. And that's the process. We'll also ask them, how long does it take you to screen? And sometimes say 2 weeks, and sometimes say 3 weeks, a month. So there is post-market deals. In fact, that's where the majority of them happen, unless we've been able to get them to watch the screener or watch the trailer. Some come in and just buy off the trailers. Some have completely watched the screeners, have all their notes, have their offers right there, and we're immediately getting into negotiation. So that's the kind of behind-the-scenes look at what happens at these markets when you see the sales agents or distributors in the meetings that are kind of closed door meetings at AFM or Berlin, or kind of like, okay, keep it at a distance at Cannes. It's because they're in a buyer meeting and they're trying to close a deal, which would mean money for you and your film. Hey everybody, quick pitch on the Movie Producer Mastermind at Filmmaking Stuff HQ. If you want to learn how to finance your film, make your film, and then sell it and distribute it, this is where you need to be. It's the ultimate resource for putting your movie together. If you want to make your dream come true, you're going to want to check it out. Also, hit like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We put up new free content every week.